I need a drink so badly. I've had to do so much reading. There he is. This is our proof, men of Erebonia. Feel free to feast your eyes upon it. Dad, Cassius Bright. It's been a while, Zex. It finally gave you a second star, I see. That's beside the point. Why are you here? And what's that ship? How is it capable of flying? That, unfortunately, is a national secret. Rather like those steam tanks of yours, I would say. So this is the Arsaio, is it? And you must be the famed Cassius Bright. I believe this is the first time we haven't had an audience, Your Highness. Strange, though. I feel as though we met somewhere before. How curious, General Bright. I was just thinking the same thing. How very curious. Isn't it, though? My prince. Miss Bright, Princess Claudia. I'm a proud member of the Erebonian Imperial family. I will keep my word. General, have all our forces withdraw from this area immediately. Olivier. You have our gratitude, Prince Oliver. Still, though, my dear citizens will doubtlessly not be satisfied with mere possibility being presented to them. Perhaps I could board the Arsaio and observe for myself. Prince Oliver, words. A good idea. I'm sure everyone in the Imperial government will be satisfied with the Prince as a witness. Princess Claudia, shall we? Of course, I see no reason to object. I am sure this will only further strengthen the bond of friendship between Erebonia and Liberl. Welcome aboard, Prince Oliver. Prince Oliver, what have you done? You finally stride onto the public stage for the first time in ages and you engage in this charade? I suppose we were too transparent at the end, huh? Transparent like air, to think that a prince of the Empire would plan something like this in Liberl. Mueller, how could you let this happen? Forgive me, Uncle, but do you really think this idiot would listen even if I asked him to stop? Well. Besides, there are elements of this which do not sit easily on my conscience. Words. I learned all about the truth behind Hamel during this mess. So you did know, words. How could he not? Even back then, he was a critical part of the military chain of command. My shame is... No, Zex, I do not blame you. It was a subsection of the Warhawks. I know you had nothing to do with it. Scandal so vile that information about it had to be tightly controlled. I do not agree with the logic, but I understand it. Seal up that which stinks and bury it forever. Those who rule remain in power unblemished. However, I cannot allow the same trick to be played twice. Prince. Zex, you realize it yourself, I'm sure. The incredible fortuitous addition of these steam tanks to our arsenal. The convenient orders to sortie. Every bit of it has the fingerprints of the Blood and Iron Chancellor himself, Gileath Osborne. Vladar. He's in contact with Ouroboros. I no longer doubt it. And personally, I find the idea of the Chancellor whose first loyalty is not to the Empire rather repugnant. Don't you? My prince, you can't possibly... But I do indeed. The former military man who has become the Empire's central politician after rising to prominence 10 years ago. The cold-blooded yet bold reformer who laid rails throughout the Empire and has annexed many of our neighbors through force of arms. I have decided to slay the beloved monster which has made its nest in our empire. You may call all of this my declaration of war. Unbelievable. My prince, do you even realize what you're attempting to accomplish? I like to tell myself I do, at least. He's not only politically strong, but he has a de facto control of easily 7/10 of the military. Putting aside neutral people like yourself, all who stand against him are the nation's feudal lords, and their influence weakens by the day. Worse still, my father's trust in him is nearly absolute. The very picture of a monster, I would say. Then why even? Heh, is it not obvious? Because the way he acts is not beautiful. What? My eyes were opened as I traveled Liberl. People and countries are at their greatest when they are proud of themselves. And I wish for my people, my fatherland, to feel the same pride, to be proud of accomplishments, not conquest. I hope you can understand, Zex. My prince, you become quite a man. As they say, only an unwatched pot will boil. It's been 7 years since you took me under your wing to teach me what you knew, Zex. I simply learned to apply what you taught when you weren't looking. Indeed, very well, I'll put my forces back. I must remind you, however, that the 3rd Division was merely the vanguard. Osborne's mustering another 10 divisions in the capital. 3 days and then they march, that's your deadline. Yes, we'll act with all the haste, Zex. Mueller, you're going with Prince Oliver, I take it. If things go poorly, bring him back, even if you have to drag him by his collar. I imagine I'll have to do so either way. Man, kind of wild. Men, fall out! We are withdrawing to Parm. There, we will await new orders. Kind of wild that the transformation from Olivier to Oliver really makes you think that his personality was all an act. And so we managed to buy ourselves a little bit of time at least. Really though, no one trusts me it seems. My lamentations truly are ceaseless. Of course they don't, you nitwit. Even I didn't think you had something like this in you. As they say, if you're gonna play your cards, throw in all your chips. Besides, you certainly did a good job in arranging all the pieces. You could say we're partners in crime, confederates of love, bees of a flower who have shared... Oh, hey, here we go. I am armed, Oliver. Olivier. Estelle, brilliantly done. Brilliantly done my entire butt. Would you please explain what the hell's going on? Why, it's exactly as it looks. There was something rotten in the state of Arabonia. I simply dragged it onto the stage. The stage, and the rest of us couldn't get a peek at the script. As they truly say, if you wish to deceive your foes, deceive your friends. Having the Arcel showed up after you negotiate us into a corner. That was the plan Cassius, Bright, and I came up with. Dad and Olivier. I should have known. Once Dad showed up, I thought that might be it. That was the idea, at least. And here comes deceitful jerk number 2. That's a little cruel, don't you think? I was listening in by phone. You handled those negotiations expertly. Thanks to you, the arrival of the Arcel had all the impact it needed. Listening in by... what? Of course, that artifact of yours. My dear Shara, no more of that, please. It would be a little problematic if he heard about. A little too late on that score, Prince. Kevin. Kevin's here too. And Julia as well. Your Highness, I heard about the attack on the capital. I'm very glad to see you're safe. Sorry, Julia. I can only imagine how worried you must have been. Well, part of it's my fault. If I'd finished the Arcel's upgrades, we could have come by to help out ourselves. Unfortunately, Zero Field reinforcing the most advanced airship in the world took a while, if you can believe it. Still, glad to see everyone safe. Yeah, hang on. How was the Arcel flying? You made a Zero Field generator big enough for the entire ship? Yes, indeed. The ones I gave you were prototypes I've whipped up to help design a large-scale version. I've been locked up in the Arcel ever since you left, and now it's finally ready. I see. So in other words, every last bit of this was to set up by Dad. Calm now, don't say it like I'm a criminal. I simply did what I could to make it easy for you to act. You did this because you wanted to, yes? Well, technically, I guess, but... Oh, I don't quite get why you're here, though, Kevin. Ah, right. Well, I was at the cathedral. Word came in from the Grosritter higher-ups. They've been hidden in the books. I think I've got a good picture on what kind of thing the Aureole is and how to end this mess. And once I told Cassius about this, I got hogtied and brought out here. Whoa, what? What the Aureole is? Yeah, so first of all, the Aureole isn't that floating city itself, really. We think it's an artifact within the city that provides the whole thing with overpower and helps to control the flow of it. Gospels are basically like distribution thingies for it. Ancient power source for our city. But then why is it causing all our orbits to shut down? Now we're getting into guesswork, but a couple of really old legends talk about the Aureole striking down threats to the Chosen, meaning all of our modern orbits are being seen by it as threats to the Chosen, disabling any possible threat in its area of influence. It's a defense mechanism, essentially. It seems extremely likely, and really, this gives us a ray of hope. Doing something about the entire city would be difficult at best due to its sheer size, but if we can find the actual Aureole somewhere within the city, we may be able to find a way to deal with it. I see. That's an idea. That does sound like a plan, at least. Yes, it seems as though our final goal is well set for us. We should board the Arcel and make our way to the Flying City with all haste. The decision to use the Arcel must come from the royal family. Princess, shall we? You don't need to ask. Captain Schwartz, prepare the Arcel for launch. We're heading for the Flying City above Valeria Lake. At once, Your Highness. And my bracer friends, please everyone, lend your aid to Laburo in our hour of need. This mission will likely be the last one of this crisis. Well, saying that like it's even a question if we'll go. This is something we should leave up to our leader. Estelle? We mean you, of course. What? Why so shocked, Estelle? We all do have our own stake in this, yes, but one way or another, we'd just be tagging along on this wild ride of yours. So in that sense, Estelle, you're definitely our leader. Well, still not quite ready for it. No, she is. No matter how grim it gets, Estelle never loses hope. That light is always there to guide me, to guide us. That's why only Estelle could ever be our leader. Joshua, not helping. Estelle, your face is red as a beet. Okay, I get it. Chloe, the guild accepts your mission. We'll find the Aureole and on the Flying City and save LeBurl. Thank you. Good, that's finally settled. Now I can get back to headquarters. Dad, you're not coming with us? I'm afraid I can't. They may have retreated for now, and I trust Zex to keep his word, but we can't ignore the larger Erebonian threat. It's not just Hawken Gate, they can use a non-orbital powered vessel to invade by sea. I also wouldn't be surprised if the Society attempts another raid on Grand Cell. I can't leave the Royal Army with all of this going on. Yeah, I get it. I'll do my best. With Joshua, with everyone. So Dad, try not to kill yourself with work, okay? It'll be a struggle, but don't worry. And Joshua, let me give you this. A letter. Call it a father's heart. It's between men, so it might be a little shocking for Estelle. Gentle reminder that I'm right here and still have my staff. I'll read it when I have time, Dad. Please do. For the love of... I seriously do not get guy stuff like this. Don't be so harsh, Estelle. I'm taking some time off once this is over. I intend to spend a lot of time at home once I can. Estelle, make sure we can all share some omelet rice then, alright? Gotta put lemon in it. Apparently. Yeah, you bet. If we're just going to the final dungeon, then this chapter might, be over. Are you sure, Cassius? Because apparently we have another chapter to go. If you're that worried, you could have gone with him, you know. No, it's fine. Wiseman's even more dangerous than I thought he would be. If I accompanied them, I would simply be painting a target on their heads. Yes, if you were out in the open, he'd strike at your ankle like the snake he is. The price of fame, huh? It's maddeningly frustrating, let me tell you. Of course, this is also what gives us a chance to strike. A game of truth and lies as the two of you try to read the other, huh? Speaking of lies, do you think the Blood and Iron Chancellor will really hold back? As powerful as he is, he can't gainsay an oath from Princess Oliver easily. As long as we don't give them any more of an opening, I think we'll be safe. I hope so. Everything rests on the team aboard the Arsail. Yes. Lena and great benevolent Adios of the sky, shine down where your children must walk, please. That beneath this enormous sky, they might find the path they seek. Ah ha ha, sky. Oh my word, end. Chapter 8, finally. I really, terrible chapter. Both gameplay and story-wise, nothing special other than, that ending bit. But either way, I'm gonna run downstairs and get a drink because I'm an hour in stream. I need a drink to survive, so I'll be right back. As the stabilizer wings stored. Helm, accelerate to full speed and set course for the floating city over the lake. Yes, ma'am. What shall we do if the enemy attempts to intercept us? A good question. We may need to engage them depending on the ferocity of the attack, but I want to prioritize landfall. Understood. Also, don't worry about mincing words. Regardless of our ranks aboard the ship, I'm your gunnery officer. I'm yours to command. Understood. Huh, I didn't know Mueller could man an orbital gunship. He trained in the Imperial Army's most advanced armored division. Oh, you're back in your original outfit? Despite his burly sword-swinging appearance, he's quite capable as a gunner. Sorry, my appearance doesn't match my skills. Oh, no, that's cool, actually. And, when did you get the chance to change, Prince Oliver? I thought you were coming aboard as a representative of the Empire. That, my friends, was but a front. However, once this is over, my search for love, freedom, and finery shall be at an end. Until then, at least, I wish to be addressed as I please. To you, I shall always be Olivier. Dressing up for the funeral, huh? What would the people of Arabonia say if they knew? I cannot say I care in the slightest. How about it, my good reporters? Would you care for a scandalous tell-all interview with an Arabonian prince? Hang on, you serious? Ooh, I better get lots of pictures then. Please, I beg you, do not take any of this nonsense coming from his mouth seriously. That aside, how come you two are coming along, Niall? Wait, if I may guess, grandmother wished for you to ride along as you did during the incident with the dragon. Got it in one, your highness. Her Majesty put in a good word for us with Brigadier General Bright. He allowed us to come along as war correspondents. I get lots of pictures of you being amazing at the gate, Princess Claudia. I'll show you them when they're being developed. Well, thank you, Dorothy. How does she manage to suck the seriousness out of the room every time? Oh yeah, Grandpa, is our zero field generator okay? Yes, it's working fine for the moment. Assuming nothing happens, it should get us to that flying city easily enough. One sec, so if something does happen, all we got is prayers. Oh yes, without the generator we crash, no question. The impact would surely kill us instantly, or the subsequent explosion would. Professor, you really know how to calm a girl's fears, thanks. Here they come. Those look like the high-speed interceptors that were docked on the Glorious. Not really bothering with stealth at this point, are they? Arm the main gun and maintain full speed. Target only the ships that obstruct our course. We will focus on breaking through. Oh, this music. This is like Silver Will, but a remix, I think. Mana cannon fire! Am I gonna do a ship battle from Skies of Arcadia? Finally making that joke. I could have made that joke like earlier in this playthrough. Bogies 1, 2, and 5 disabled. 3 and 4 disengaging. We did it. Fantastic. Goodness me, so this is what the future of aerial warfare looks like. The main gun's incredible. It has quite a bit of power, but virtually no recoil, even for an orbital weapon. It's fantastically accurate. Haha, of course it is. To be honest, I would have liked to mount some point defense guns with radar tracking as well, but, well, one project at a time, I suppose. Oh, Adios. Contact is 250 ARG in length, approaching at 8 o'clock. That can only be... And here comes the Glorious. Joshua, do you know anything about the performance or armament of that thing? The Arsal can easily outmaneuver and outrun it, but it has a gigantic main cannon and large battery of point defense guns. There's no way we can attack it directly and live. Blast it. Turn to 4 o'clock and flank speed. Lux, get us over the city and avoid fire from the monster's guns. Aye aye.